Have you noticed this pattern in your love life? That no matter how hopeful a relationship feels at the beginning, they somehow end the same way? You meet someone, you feel that strong pull, that chemistry, that sense that this one is different, and then slowly things start to shift. The inconsistency, the confusion, the emotional highs and lows, until eventually you're left hurt, trying to understand how you ended up there again. And if this has been your experience, I'm not here to judge you. I want you to understand something deeper about yourself that most people never take the time to look at. Because this isn't about you being unlucky in love. There's usually a reason why you keep feeling drawn to the same kind of toxic partners. One of these reasons is often how you grew up. You see, if you grew up around emotional inconsistency or instability, then a calm, stable connection might feel unfamiliar, even uncomfortable. Not because it's wrong for you, but because it doesn't match what your mind has learned to recognize as normal. Over time, your brain starts associating love with unpredictability, with emotional highs and lows. So when you meet someone who is unpredictable, inconsistent, or hard to read, it can feel strangely exciting, almost like something you recognize, even if you can't fully explain why. It is because your mind interprets it as something meaningful, something worth pursuing. You feel pulled in quickly. You feel emotionally invested early. And because it feels so strong, you assume it must be real. But intensity is not the same as stability. And that confusion is where many people get stuck. Toxic relationships often follow a very specific pattern. There are moments where everything feels incredible, where you feel seen, wanted, chosen. And just when you begin to settle into that feeling, something shifts. They pull away, they become inconsistent, they say or do things that hurt you. And in that moment, you feel the loss of that high you experienced before. So you hold on, hoping things will go back to how they were so you can feel the emotional high again. And when things go back to normal, even briefly, it feels like relief. Like everything is okay again, until it isn't. That cycle of emotional highs followed by emotional lows creates something that feels incredibly difficult to break. It's not just attachment, it becomes something closer to dependency. You begin to crave the moments when things feel good again, even if it means tolerating the moments that hurt you in between. That is what trauma bonding looks like. It's not always obvious while you're in it, but it keeps you tied to something that is not healthy for you. Because you are not just attached to the person, you are attached to the pattern. And when you combine that with low self-worth, it becomes even more complicated. If deep down, you don't fully believe that you deserve consistent, healthy love, you are more likely to tolerate behavior that crosses your boundaries. You might find yourself making excuses for things that don't sit right with you. You might stay longer than you should, hoping that if you just try a little harder, love a little deeper, or become a little more understanding, things will change. You may even take on the role of trying to fix them, thinking that if you can just help them heal, support them enough, or prove your loyalty, they will eventually become the partner you've been hoping for. And then there's another layer that makes it even harder to walk away: the fear of being alone. Because even when you start recognizing that the relationship is not healthy, there's a part of you that wonders what happens if you leave. You think about the silence, the absence, the emptiness that might follow. And suddenly the chaos you're used to feels easier to deal with than the uncertainty of being on your own. So you stay. Not because it feels right, but because it feels less scary than letting go and being single. But here's what you need to understand. None of this means there is something wrong with you. It means there are patterns within you that need your attention. And those patterns can be changed. The first step is awareness. Be honest with yourself about what you've been experiencing, not just on the surface, but underneath it. Recognize and acknowledge that the attraction you feel towards certain people may not always be leading you in a healthy direction. From there, commit to doing the inner work to understand yourself better. Sometimes that means seeking support, like therapy, to unpack the experiences that shaped how you relate to love and connection. Because when you begin to understand your patterns, you gain the ability to change them. It's also time you commit to setting boundaries, not just with others, but with yourself. Break the pattern of ignoring red flags just because you feel a strong emotional pull toward someone. And most importantly, start building your sense of self-worth. Because when you truly start to believe that you deserve respect, consistency, and genuine love from a partner, your tolerance for anything less begins to decrease. You'll stop trying to fit yourself into situations that don't serve you. You'll stop chasing people who create confusion instead of clarity. So instead of rushing into another relationship, I want you to take a step back. Get to know yourself without the influence of someone else's behavior shaping how you feel. Pay attention to what you need, what you value, and what you will no longer tolerate. Build a foundation within yourself that is not dependent on someone else's presence. Because the goal is not just to avoid toxic partners, it's to become someone who no longer feels drawn to them. And I promise you, you are more than capable of breaking that pattern if you give yourself a chance.